Hi everyone, my name is Yaliang Chuang.
My name is Tomas Gecevičius.
We are both from Eindhoven University of Technology, Netherlands. In this video, we are very glad to present our latest project.
It is a portable design for enabling people to have a hearing test in public spaces. By this way, we are aiming to raise people's awareness of their own hearing health.
First, let us give you some background of this project. As you might know, hearing loss is a common chronic condition, but is often poorly recognized by the public. According to the statistic report published by the World Health Organization, there are about 24% of people think their hearing is good or excellent, while the actual hearing test result shows signs of hearing damage. Furthermore, it takes around 10 years on average for a patient to adapt a hearing aid since he or she first encountered hearing difficulties. In addition, when the hearing loss becomes moderate, it can have multiple negative impacts on the person's daily life. Based on those backgrounds, we identify two design challenges. First, we recognize that if people do not think that they have hearing problems, they will not try to look up any other helps and even do some hearing test. If they realize that they had some hearing problems, they might go to do some hearing test. For example, here I give you some examples of the sound you might hear when you do a test. You might agree with us that the sound is not so present to do the testing for 10 minutes. So based on those background analysis, we formulate our design goals as to create a present hearing test system that can be easily installed in public spaces. In this way, it can attract people to conduct a test to check their hearing health when they encounter the device coincidentally. So here you can see the result of our design. So later on in this video, Thomas will explain the details of our design and the evaluation and findings.
In a typical audiometry test, the audiologist uses different pitch tone sounds to examine a client's hearing of sounds in different frequencies. For each frequency, we replace the sound stimuli with natural bird sounds to create a pleasant user experiences. Here is an example sound. In order to attract more visitors or hold longer engagement, our design utilized motion by visualizing the feedback with moving animations to attract visitors' attention during unexpected coincidence in public spaces. We designed the report with an artful visualization inspired by the standard audiogram test result. In order to help people interpret the meanings, we also provided some positive and negative scenarios to explain the possible impacts on their everyday lives. Additionally, we gave the printed results card to the user as a souvenir to encourage them to share it with their family members and to remind them to check their hearing health with a specialist. We conducted 2 studies to evaluate our design. At first, we want to understand to what extent our prototype could generate the result like a standard test. To do so, we collaborated with an audiologist in a hearing aid shop and recruited visitors to do a comparison test. The user used our prototype to examine their hearings, and then we compared the results with the audiometry test. 7 participants used the prototype and shared their audiograms from a professional audiometry test. It shows that nature or other extracted sounds can be used instead of the pitch sounds. Secondly, we collaborated with a local fine art museum to investigate our design's user experience with real visitors in the public space. The user test was created to validate the user experience regarding the interface, bird sounds, and check if printed results can act as a reminder. 12 visitors of an art museum participated in this study. They all enjoyed the nature sounds and preferred them more than beep sounds used in conventional testing. Participants think that physical gift can create a discussion with other people about their hearing issues, and it can be as a reminder to take action. And overall, the printed results for participants looked as a mandatory aspect. The results showed that public medical tests or screenings are interesting for people, especially if they are represented more attractively. Based on the preliminary user study, we concluded that our design concept could produce reliable results and help people investigate their hearing with a better user experience than a standard audiometry testing. Having hearing tests in the museum was not only compliant with the requirements of a quiet space for testing the hearing with sounds, the context also reduces the stigma and encourages self-reflection on their hearings. The animation design also shows clear progress of the test in an artful way, and this helps to reduce users' anxiety. Unidentified hearing loss can lead to social withdrawal, depression, and isolation. To tackle this societal health challenge, we created an interactive testing system that uses nature sounds and could be installed and operated in public spaces. This design concept achieved the goal of raising people's awareness of their own hearing health with interactive and pleasant user experiences. While results of validation tests were good and helped us validate our direction in the early design process, the results could be improved by testing with more participants. In addition, because social support is important throughout a person's entire hearing journey, it is worthy to investigate whether our design can facilitate the discussion between a person with potential hearing loss and a spouse or family member. Thank you for your attention.
Please check our paper or reach out to us if you are interested in our design. See you in the conference.
See you.
Ciao.